talks as well. So grab us something or just sit down. There's quite a lot of seats at the front here. You get a much better view of me. Jerry. Don't be shy. Good. FRC team, will they have a seat as well? Well, thanks very much for coming to the FRC Open House evening. Parents and family members and friends and some of our esteemed academic colleagues here and one or two of the industry people are here as well, which is good to see. My name is Tim Keeley. I'm the Engineering Outreach Coordinator. My role is to look after this whole crazy team as they go on their journey. But from a great height, so I don't have a lot of hands-on, I just watch it happen as it goes along. But first of all, being as we are here on the Noongar Whadjuk land, I just thought it might be good to start off with probably a picture of what it would have looked like back in the day before we all logged up here, and pay a bit of respect to the Noongar people. Nowadays, Toby, it looks like this, and I'm going to combine a little bit of a quick talk about the safety where we are for official purposes, as well as just give you, who haven't been here before maybe, a little bit of a picture about the engineering area at Curtin University. So we have here we are, we're in the PAV, or the pavilion. There are two exits, one there and another there, which is right there and there. So in the event of a fire, please run very fast in those two directions. If you do come to Curtin to be a student, then your engineering first year life will be over in that building there. That's where the first year studio is. All of your big lectures, lots of those hundreds of students in the engineering lectures will be over there in Liz Jolly. Lots of labs, workshops and technology stuff is quite a lot of us here. It's splattered around everywhere, but there's a good concentration over here. Maths and computing is behind us over on this side. If you ever become a PhD student, and more power to you if you do, but you'll find out how painful that is, then you might study in one of the big new buildings over here. And that's all of the explanation for Curtin Engineering. I didn't want to stay too much on that because this is not about engineering in general, it's about this group of students, both the high school students and the Curtin Engineering students who are going through the FRC comp. But first of all, I want to take you on a little bit of a journey about why we've come to this point. In 2009, the Curtin Robotics Club and myself, when I was in the marketing office for science and engineering, found that there was an opportunity to run a competition with the Indian Institute of Technology Bombay, which is one of the premier technology and science engineering institutions in India, and combined, sorry, just go back there, Toby, it's jumping the gun on me. And we had a fantastic competition, which we invited University of Adelaide and RMIT and Swinburne, and it was a brilliant time. And I also want to make a very strong point, a little bit of a shout out. If you turn around and look at Michael Rutke at the back there, Todd Hurst, and Yusuf Syed over there, all now have graduated from Curtin University, but they were all a keen part of that. So if you want to ask any questions about what it's like to do a competition and to do it internationally, then ask those guys. That was a really amazing experience. From that, we jumped into the Robo Fair, which we've had in 2010, 2011, 2012, and this year will be our 5th birthday. And that's really come along in leaps and bounds, and the focus on robotics has been much, much stronger, and a lot of community involvement, which has been great. We've also, Toby, been sponsoring the Robo Cup Junior, which is run through SciTech for the past 3 years, and again this year. And this year, a little bit of a secret for you guys is that we may be holding that competition here at Curtin University, which is really good. And then, of course, at Curtin, we also have degrees which are very specifically related, like mechatronic engineering, or slightly less specifically related to robotics, like computer systems, so electrical engineering, electronics and communications, and software engineering. But this is where the FRC comes in. The gap between the Robo Cup Junior, which is fairly simple, and what one might do as a university student, the gap is quite big. So, Toby, we had to sort of think, well, what can we do to bridge that gap so we can give high school students a bit more of a taste of what you'd be doing at university? So, this is where the FRC comes into it. This is where we are now. The first robotics challenge is about 21 years old this year. It started in America. About 50,000 students take part in it annually. The Macquarie University in Sydney started this out in 2009, and now, hello Perth, we're involved. Now, a little bit of a shout out here. The first person who told me about this was Neil Gray, who's the Engineering Studies head at Sacred Heart College, so I have to give a bit of a kudos to him because he was really instrumental in letting me know what it was. Similarly, Michael Heimlich is the professor at Macquarie University who's been extremely passionate in driving it the whole way from Macquarie University, so I have to give a shout out to him. He was really helpful. Also, Moses Tade is the Dean of Engineering. He's my direct boss and a really passionate guy, loves the outreach team that we have, and is really strongly supportive of what we do. And also another big shout out to John Paxman and Cesar Ortega Sanchez, whose name I'm not saying. John is also here. Where is he? He's back there, John. He doesn't have his beard at the moment, but he's still very recognisable. And if any parents would like to pick an academic's brain as to how their child will be taught if they go into mechatronic engineering, John is the person you can speak to. But they've been really supportive of a lot of these projects that we've been doing, so and I do really extend thanks to you, John, for doing that. And that's where I'm going to shut up and pass over to the people. I can just relax now. This is where the students get to do their thing. So I'm going to pass you over to Toby Scantlebury, who's the president of the Curtin Robotics Club and one of the lead mentors in this project. So thanks, Toby.
Thanks, Tim. I'd like to extend my thanks a lot more because you've really been the driving force behind this entire competition, and I think it's really good for the students, and the mentors I think it's really good. So yeah, just everything you've done, Tim, thank you very much. I was going to thank Caesar and John, but I can't now because he did it. But I will say thanks, guys, for the support, advice, equipment, tool, all that kind of stuff that you've helped us with. It's been excellent. The mentors as well, Jerry, Jamie, Jimmy, Tom, and Ty. I'd like to say thanks to you guys too. To start off with, because I'm not sure if everyone here knows about the first robotics competition, I'd like to show a quick video that basically summarises what's going to happen, what we hope to achieve. And we didn't get it working with PowerPoint, so Tim will have to jump out. It's the traffic cone there, Tim. You can do it. Yeah, that's it. Stop the click.
Welcome to the 2013 First Robotics Competition. And this year's game, Ultimate Ascent. Ultimate Ascent is played on a 27 by 54 foot field. Alliances of 3 teams each operate their robots from behind alliance walls at the ends of the field. 4 scoring goals are located in each alliance wall, located at 3 different heights. Each alliance wall also has feeder stations located at the ends of the wall. 2 large pyramids occupy the middle of the field, about a third of the way from the alliance walls. Each pyramid has 3 rungs leading up to the top, which can be climbed by the robots. At the summit of the pyramid is an additional scoring goal. Ultimate Ascent is played with standard flying discs of 3 different colors. The objective is to score as many discs as possible in the goals at the far end of the field. The harder the goal is to hit, the more points it's worth. Robots can track the reflective vision targets around each goal, allowing them to target goals from anywhere on the field. The match begins with each robot in contact with the pyramid at the far end of the field. Robots can be preloaded with up to 3 discs each. A 15-second autonomous period starts the match. During the autonomous period, robots can score discs using pre-programmed instructions. Every end goal scored during the autonomous period scores double points as a bonus. At the end of this period, human drivers step forward to keep the controls. As the teleoperated period starts, teams command their robots to score as quickly as possible. Discs can be scored by throwing or placing them into the goals. Robots can hold up to 4 discs at one time. After gathering discs, they can try to score from anywhere on the field. Human players enter discs onto the field by passing them through slots in the feeder stations. Robots in the loading zone are protected from interference by their opponents while they receive discs. But robots not touching this safe zone have to deal with defending opponent robots. Near the end of the match, human players can throw discs onto the field and try to score. At the same time, robots glide to their pyramids and start to climb for bonus points. The higher they climb, the more points they will receive. Robots can climb up the sides or the corners of the pyramid, but they have to remain there as the game ends to collect their bonuses. Good luck, and we'll see you at the competitions.
Alright, hope that clears up a few things. As we're the Australian branch of the competition, we've actually got 6 months to complete our robot. We start in January and go to the end of June. I think our team will make it, hopefully. One thing that's not shown in that video is that you can't just do well in the competition itself. You have to be able to show good financial management, project management, time, a lot of the different team building activities you have to be able to do to win the competition overall. Our team is called First OpenLabs, which is the name's from a very enthusiastic sponsor we have called Wayne Black, who owns openlab.com.au. And he sells electronics and hobbyist equipment. It's a really good thing to get into, so if you're interested in that, a good stepping stone for engineering, I'd advise having a look. We have 7 mentors and 15 students, which is an excellent mix. We started off with about 20 students and 4 mentors, which was a bit hard, but I'm quite happy with what we've got at the moment. Unfortunately, we're classified as a rookie team at the moment because this is our first year of competition, and as such, we've had quite a bit of learning to do. We had a slow start, but I feel we're doing a lot better now. Yeah, go on the next slide, Tim. We don't have a clicker, unfortunately. We don't have permission to install a computer. From my experience as a mentor, I've actually felt it's been really good for some real-world experience in engineering, because you really don't get much of organising meetings and actually doing some proper team building, support, motivation, and some real management, procurement management, time organisation, all those kind of skills that you do a little bit at university, but that's the real thing you need to know in industry. And I feel that we're actually getting a chance to do those here. And of course, being an effective mentor is essentially trying to get those skills and facilitating these students actually learn some of these as well. The students are doing quite well. They're really starting to get a grip on what it is to do engineering, what engineering is about. Hopefully that makes them more interested in it. We'll soon see. But things like CAD, so computer-assisted drawing, some real programming languages, so C++. Anyone who knows that's quite a difficult language to use for computing, as well as mechanical design. Next slide, Tim. Oh, we're on to Tim already. The other Tim, of course. Tim McDonald is one of our students. I'm going to say one of our star students. Sorry, the students. He's been involved in the software side of things. He's doing a lot of the autonomous components for the robot, as well as some of the remote control components. Tim comes from Hale College, I believe, and definitely is a credit to them. So if Tim would like to come up and say a few words, hopefully complimentary.
Well, how I learned about FIC, well, first of all, it started in the engineering studies class. Mr. Churchins, at the end of the lesson, he gave us all a booklet from Curtin, which was about learning to program in Java as a summer school sort of thing. And I got it, unfortunately, after the day that it was due to be put in, so I rang up one of the following days, and then I rang up and I asked about it, and I asked him about it if I could join, and said I couldn't, but he told me about this other thing called FIC, which is how I got here. So yeah. Just a second.
What did you learn over your experience?
Prior to FLC, I was learning many different programming languages, like I think BASIC and stuff like that, and designing a few circuit boards. But there was always this one programming language I didn't really understand, which was C++. It just didn't make any sense to me. And I was introduced to LabVIEW when I got to one of the FRC meetings. And it's pretty simple and really basic to use and really easy to use, but we decided against using it because it wasn't very fast to produce stuff with. So we decided to use C++ instead. It wasn't until FRC that I actually had mentors who could explain to me how to use C++. And after that lesson I left knowing a lot about writing programs in C++. As a team, productivity at the start was not one of our best talents. But over time, we learned as engineers that we need to use our time wisely instead of showing each other videos of goats. We've learned to plan our procedures rather than rushing and making work as fast as possible, because at the end and start of every FRC session, we have a meeting, we go through the agenda and everything, all this cool stuff. During FRC, we learned a lot about the essence of engineering. We worked through problems and we learned to plan and then produce solutions to these problems. We're hoping to get the shooting mechanisms working soon, produced by our design team, and then as well as the mechanism to change the pitch of the shooting mechanism. And then after that, the electronics is going to hook it all up to work, and then it's up to us in the programming team to get it all working. And we are currently engaged in fundraising for the accommodation and flights of the team. I think I'll pass this over to Toby now. Oh, Tim.
Thank you, Tim. It's a very good job at late notice, Tim, so thanks very much for taking over from Darcy, I believe. Well, that's it for the... Oh, no, not that from Darcy. Sorry, Darcy. No, it was Darcy.
Zen.
Darcy's here, it's all good.
From Zen.
Or from Zen, yes, that man. Anyway, thanks for coming along. I guess the last thing to finish with is that we, number one, have some pizza left over. and it's at that perfectly kind of lukewarm temperature now. So, but instead of increasing the price, we're going to actually drop it down to just $1, so we can get rid of it all. So please, eat your fill. And the last thing I'd say is, no, sorry, not the last thing. The second last thing I'd say is thanks to the parents for all their support of the students who have come along every Thursday, and possibly I understand on a few Saturdays well, if you didn't know about that, then but also that the fundraising is not just a sort of an appendage to this. It really is part of the experience for the students, and truth be told, they do need money to go over to Sydney and to compete. So we do have they have created a sponsorship letter, which we hope that you can pick up. And if anybody knows companies that are related to this industry or others who are willing to sponsor these guys, then we'd really appreciate you passing that information on. So thanks very much, and we're all going to stick around, so please come and ask us lots of questions as well. So thanks.